Okay, so your machine is shredding your thread. There's a lot of things that can cause that you can check before you have to go into a technician and have them adjust things like timing, clearance, and stuff like that. Those things can definitely cause your thread to shred. But there's things you can look at first before you do that. The first thing I would check is look at your bobbin case. A lot of times you'll see there are chunks taken out of the front of it where the needle has struck it. Sometimes you can polish those out with an emery board, but a lot of times it's just there's too much damage. There can be grooves cut into here, there can be grooves on the sides. All of those things will cause shredding, and you just need to replace these. These run on the average about $50, but these are required to be in pristine condition for the machine to run well. Secondly, you can have needle strikes all along the opening of your needle plate. If you've got sharp edges down here, the thread is going through here really fast, and if it catches any sharp pieces of metal in here, it's going to split the thread, it's going to get momentarily caught. I would try and polish any of these out with an emery board if you can. The next and final spot would be down here. Now I'm going to rotate the hook. You can see the point of the hook is right here. Okay, that's what catches the thread. At 180 degrees, just the opposite of the hook race on this side, I'm going to bring it over so that now the hook is over here. On this side, this is where the needle enters. And if you take your fingernail and run it back and forth along that edge, if it's not perfectly smooth, if your nail's getting caught here on sharp pieces of metal, well, the thread's going to get caught too. You need to make sure that that's smooth. Now you can take an emery board and smooth that out. A technician's going to take like a rotary tool with a rubber polishing wheel or something and polish that out, if they're familiar with that. Some aren't. But that's what I would do, is I would smooth this area out. All of those things can cause problems. One other problem, if your thread isn't set up correctly, maybe you've got too small of a spool cap. You always want to have a spool cap that's slightly bigger than your spool of thread, so the thread comes off, rides on that spool cap, and goes in the machine. You never want your thread to be riding against the edge of the spool, because the plastic spools have little sharp pieces on them. The thread will get caught, your needle will bend, then the hook will hit the thread, and it can split that way. So you always, thread delivery is a big deal, and I cover that in other videos. But these are a few things to look at before you have to take it into a technician. Okay, bobbin case, needle plate, hook race. Look for sharp areas, smooth them out, and replace the bobbin case if it's got shark bites out of it. All right, see you next time.